Hello, folks. I think I'm live. We're not doing any introductions or anything. I'm taking you outside. I'm imaging live, and I am, I think I am. Let's see. Here we go. Uh, well, we know where we are. We're using a Smith Cassegrain in 8-inch with a Pyramate by Teleview. That's 2.5, 2.5 times the native focal length of the SET, which is, I think, 2032. It's about 5,080 millimeters. And then I put the ZWO 224 camera back on, and I'm imaging with that right now. And I'm going to take another 5,000 frames. And then I'm using two kits. I am going to bring up my observation cameras. This SET is on Saturn right now, and this is on NGC 6974, which is the Western and Eastern Veil Nebula. I'm going to be shooting O3 and HA, and I hope I can go all night, but I just went outside to take the dogs out, and I saw clouds forming all over. So I don't know, it might be short-lived. And I'm also paying attention to the football team that I shoot for. They're out of town, a good distance from where I am playing, and they're winning 37-17. I photograph all of Dorman's sporting activities, and normally I go to the away games, but I opted out. We've got a wedding tomorrow, and I got a lot to do. Not mine, but our neighbors. Okay, let's go back, and we're at 2,500 frames. I'm going to take about 6 or 7 5,000 frame AVI files of Saturn, and then I'm going to head over to Jupiter and do the same. I want to get these before it transits, and but let's go look and see what the other kit's doing. This is the most recent image, number 16. It's a 242nd hydrogen alpha. Probably can't see it. This is part of the Veil Nebula complex. I'm missing some of it. I can't get it all in with my 336 millimeter field of view, but at any rate, stars are good, guiding's decent. Half flux radius is 0.99, so I've got some really nice tight stars, and guiding is at 127, which is not good. RA and DEC, though, are pretty close, and it isn't good, is it? I thought it was better than that. Seeing is not good, as you'll be able to tell from looking at Jupiter. Jupiter's more defined. To me, it's easier to see seeing issues with Jupiter, and it's larger and brighter than Saturn, but it's not bad. It's just not great, and it's seeing that's causing this difference. This is the same exact kit that I used last night on LBN 581, and it is the same exact one that I used 2 nights before on LBN 581. All that changed is I put an umbrella up, but nothing's touched the kits. I just turned on the laptops and started imaging again. So it's coming down now because I'm paying attention to it, and it's going to mind me. But and I'm not sure why it went off on the direction it went, but RA and DEC numbers are close, and as long as these are running pretty close, my stars are round. When one of these numbers gets much larger than the other, and it matters not which one it is, oblong stars evolve. But when they're running 51, 52, that's a good thing. I would take this every day of my life, 7.72, 51, 51. And that's why I just was fussing at seeing conditions, but that's why I'll zoom in 100%. That's why these stars are so nice and round. And so, yay, yay, yay. But let's see. Better get the mic over here. I've been fussed at for having such poor sound. And I just can't remember to do everything I'm supposed to do. I am not a YouTuber. I'm primitive when it comes to this. But I love astronomy, and what little I know, I enjoy sharing it. That's it. That's how simple. So this is going pretty decent. Let's fit it to the screen. Let's get a high stretch on it. And you can kind of see the nebula a little better there. And this is the sequence that I'm shooting. 40 HA and 40 03. I've got 4 hours left, and if the clouds will leave me alone, I should be done around 3 o'clock, 3:30, and I'll be a happy man. And then tomorrow night, I'm going to come back, and I'm going to get another 5.5 hours. So I get around 11 hours in, if I can, before I start processing it. The only other thing I think I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shoot some RGB stars tonight, not tomorrow night, if I can get them in. So let's set that up, because I'll have ample time tonight if the clouds will leave me a note. Let's see. Let's do 10-second stars, and let's do 20 each. That works. And I'm going to save this sequence. I want to save this sequence as a profile too, and use this as my default. But I'm going to save this sequence, and in case I get a crash. I needed to rotate the camera, and this is when I really wish I had a rotator, but not to the extent that I'm willing to pay $1,200-$1,300 to have one fitted for my Moonlight focusers. So I will manually rotate the camera when needed, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here's the framing and mosaic, and let me just type in NGC. That's 6974. Yep. By the way, you'll get this message all the time. Don't pay any attention to it. Click OK and keep fetching, and it'll come up with it. Just don't pay any attention to it. I finally did it. Just keep doing it. It's a glitch in Sequence Generator Pro, and it's affected every... I am running this on 3 different laptops. I have the beta version on one. This is the older version. Well, it's not really old. It's the newest non-beta version, and it happens on both of them. It's something about the fetching. Okay, so we have fetched it. Let me close this out by clicking there. So this is what it fetched, and when I take my cursor, it knows what my field of view is, because I've entered my image scale and my pixel width and pixel height, and so it knows exactly what my image scale is. And so what I'm imaging is this part right here. I'm missing that part, and I could have probably rotated I don't know. I was thinking if I could have rotated this, I might have been able to have gotten both in. Or I could do a mosaic and I could have added another panel and set this up like this. I've got a 20% overlap. I set that up here where you have overlap. And I'll show you how these mosaics work. And then I can go create a sequence. And I don't want to replace my target. That's the one that's working. I can't rotate. So it says success. I've created 2 new targets. So here is my mosaic. Sequence 1 and sequence 2. So you'll take one, then I'll move to the other, and then when you process in PixInsight, you can put your mosaic together, and it's pretty cool. It makes it very easy for dyslexic types like me that have a hard time with this stuff. All right, well, we've gotten 18 out of 40, and so we've got 62 more 240-second images to go and 4 hours to do it in. I'm going to transit. We're going to transit soon. We're right here, and we're going to transit at 10:46. So in 30 minutes, we're going to have a meridian flip. And I'm just going to sit here and just let it do it. And let's go back over and take a few more Saturns and head over to Jupiter. And so we're going to quick capture. Apologize if you hear me swallowing. Oh crap. You saw Saturn jump? That was a correction right here. Somehow or another, I got to stop guiding here real quick. We had a correction, a huge correction, almost 9 arc-second correction. So that's why Saturn took a big jump. And I was in the middle of capturing AutoStacker to figure it out. I think. Enough music. And by the time I head over to see what else is coming in, I'm expecting clouds anytime to, PhD to start making noise that we're losing stars, but we haven't lost any yet. That's good. I do want to check something, so I need to run back over here and bring up my hand controller. Why won't this move? And okay, I've got when I center my target, then I go to Cortez du Ciel, which is my planetarium program. Come on over here. And it's centered on Saturn, and I go up to telescope sync, and it'll ask me if I'm on the target, and I am, and so it syncs to the target. Well, it's already synced, and I've got 2 sync points right now that I set up tonight, and I deleted the old ones, but one of them is Jupiter and the other is Saturn, and I can show you. We have Jupiter is one of them, and this is Jupiter coordinates, and this is Saturn. So this software knows where in the sky everything is. So when I tell Cortez du Ciel to go to Jupiter, it gets you really close. It isn't always in the crosshair. Sometimes it is. The more times you go back and forth and sync, the more you are in the crosshairs, and that's the way it is with any kit. But I like the way EQ ASCOM drivers, the ASCOM driver works, because I'm using an ASCOM driver for this telescope. These settings, well, I don't want that. I want these settings. Well, I can't do anything about it, but if I select these, it'll open this up, and it's using the same driver that is being used here and on in SharpCap. So they all talk to each other, which is pretty cool. None of them are running independent of one another. Okay, let's check this. We took our 5. Let's take another 5. In fact, let's take let's center up here. Let's take another 5, and then we'll head over to Jupiter. I'll have about 10 of them altogether, including the ones that I took before I decided to do a short live, here's what I'm doing tonight type thingy. We've been promised by our weather predictors to have clear skies through next weekend. Not this weekend, but all the way through the following weekend. And today about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I was photographing a golf game, and I was talking to my wife about making plans to go out and eat. I told her there's no point in trying to image tonight. The skies are loaded with clouds. And I didn't think they had any place to go, but by 8 o'clock it was clearing up. Now they're back. Life in the South. Yeah, seeing is better right now. It sure is. These may turn out all right. Hope so. I've got my gain jacked up, but you almost have to with it's hard with f10 telescopes times 2.5, f25 telescopes to image. It's just hard. It's what we got though. Thank goodness for IMPPG, and thank goodness for AutoStacker. Thank goodness for Registacks and all those pioneers and software developers who have created those for us to use, a lot of which, and all of those at no cost. And Castrator, that's another awesome tool. we're getting ready to finish this 5,000 frame image, and then we're going to see if my sync points work. I shouldn't have deleted the ones I had earlier because they were pretty accurate. I just thought I would do it just for the heck of it. Okay. I know I'm not guiding. I just want to make sure. No, not guiding. All right, let's bring up Cortez. Let me bring up Jupiter, and let's slew to it. So we're moving from Saturn now and over to Jupiter. And let's see where we are. We're going to have to start this again. Start looping. Oh, I've messed everything up. I should have never moved those sync points. Let me go down to 1 second. I bet it won't go back to Saturn now. Why didn't I leave well enough alone? Let's just try it and see. I bet I'm all over the place. Let's go to Saturn. And I knew better, but I had to play with it. Shoot. Before I forget, I'm going to delete those. Let's see where I am, though. I bet I'm nowhere. Stop. Start looping. I've lost everything. And I'm not going to go outside and recenter everything. That's the end of that. Well, I'm glad I got a couple more Saturn. That's peachy. All right, well, I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to head back over to okay. Guiding got a little better, and this is coming along pretty nicely. And that's it. That's what I'm doing. If I get energetic, I'll walk the downstairs and out the back, go up on the hill where my stuff is, and use my tail rad to recenter Saturn and resync everything. Can't believe I did that. I guess I like getting up and walking. All right, well, I'm going to say goodnight to most of you that live in the States, because I'm done doing live for tonight, and catch you later.